friends, this is Linda, and this is going to be part one of a Prepping for December daily series I'm going to share with you on YouTube this year. So for this video, I am going to go through the main kit and my album choice from Ali Edwards and show you a little bit about how I'm starting to go through my supplies, set them up, and start thinking about putting together my album. So I went with the 10x8 quote album. This album is absolutely gorgeous in person. I love the gold foil on here. And I don't think I'm going to do anything to the front of this album. I'm going to leave it as is because it's so gorgeous, but I will probably add the date on the end here in this book plate. The inside of this album has this gorgeous watercolor stripe. Again, I don't think I'm going to add anything to the album itself, but I do think that I'm gonna have tons of fun with this exercise, and I don't know, it is so much bigger than the 6x8 albums that I kind of feel like putting an embellishment here might be a lot of fun. I'll have to wait and see. So in this album, you get a ton of page protectors. These are just the regular 10x8 full size, and these ones back here are 2 4x6 pockets and 2 4x4 pockets. I'm not sure how many page protectors I'm going to use this year because I've been really loving working outside the page protector, but I do really love having these as something to hold my embellishments in for my foundation pages, even if I'm not going to ultimately use them. And I might end up using some as well. Although I don't use a ton of page protectors in my albums, I did have some ideas that I wanted to share with you. So this is a 9x12 Studio Calico album, and I use this album to store my 9x12 page protectors. So I have a bunch of the different layouts, and Studio Calico and Ali Edwards make quite a few layouts. They have multiple 3x4s. They have this one with some 4x6s. They have this one that has 3x4s and 4x6s, and this one that's a bunch of squares. Any of these ones that have the 3x4s and 4x6s have 3 rows. So this page protector is 12 inches by 9 inches. But if you cut off one row, it is now 8 inches by 9 inches. And this album is 8 inches by 10 inches. So these page protectors will fit in here. You will have to punch additional holes because the holes don't line up for the different album size, but you could put these page protectors in here and they're just going to be a little bit too short. It's going to be about 1 inch too short because this part is going to go where the rings are. But that would be so much fun to layer your page sizes, and you can even add a little, like an Avery index tab on the edge here, and that gives you the ability to put in some 3x4 pockets into this album size. You also, of course, can always use the 6x8 page protectors, and those are gonna just go to about here, and that gives you a bunch of other configurations. So even though there's only the 2 page protectors that come in this album, if you really wanna use page protectors, there are so many options that will fit. Even the 3x8 page protectors will fit into this album, and you can really have a lot of fun playing with those different configurations. So I'm gonna put my album to the side now, and I'm going to open up the main kit. So before I do, I'm going to let you know that this is this box that I picked up from Hobby Lobby last year, and I picked it up on clearance after the holidays, and it's just this like nice wooden box, and my plan is to leave this on top of my desk during December daily and keep all of my supplies in it. I also have a few other little cute embellishment trays and some other wooden ones that might fit in here. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna arrange it, but my hope is that everything I use is gonna fit inside there, plus probably this tray, which won't fit in there, and my album will be separate. So the very first thing that I noticed from the kit were the papers, because they don't fit in the box because they're so big. They are 10x8, allegedly, but they're not actually 10x8. They're actually bigger than 10x8 because they fit outside of the page protector. So they are actually a slightly more than 11 And then this direction, there are 8 1/4. So that gives you so much space if you want to work outside the page protector or if you want to crop them down to fit inside the pockets. This one has a bunch of little icons on it. And honestly, I'm probably going to cut these out and use them as embellishments because they're just so cute. And yeah, I just love using paper as embellishments. Here's a great pattern. And then here, this watercolor, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the watercolor elements in the kit this year. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with them. I'm gonna have to wait till I get all of my products to really come up with a ton of ideas, but I know that this watercolor is going to be prominent in my album. This is just a cute little X pattern. These like basic patterns like this are so good to have as backgrounds to put all of your pretty embellishments and photos on top of. Another berry pattern. This one with the wreaths I think is going to be a ton of fun. I'm probably going to end up cutting it down maybe to have 9 wreaths and putting like a number in one of them and then putting something in all of the other ones. I love layouts like this or pages like this because it kind of invites you to put something in each little box, which is just so much fun. A nice basic stripe here. This little dot pattern, another little plus sign. Here's another grid, and this one, I love the way that they've arranged it with this side is smaller because you can punch the holes right here, or if you don't want to use the holes and you want to put it inside the page protector, you can just crop it down. But this way I can put something in each of these little squares, and that's probably what I'll end up doing with this page. This one is my favorite. And I think that I'm going to use this as my cover page and I'm going to put something big in the middle. I don't know what yet, but that's kind of my starting point. This one, another little basic star, another pattern. This with the oranges this year. I really love those. It's so pretty. The plaid. And then this one I think is one of my favorites too. This one has these speech bubbles. And again, it has the space to punch your holes. And what I'm thinking for this one is to back it with another paper like this. So it's going to be kind of adhered down on there. And I will cut these out on 3 sides and make them as little flip ups. And behind the windows, there's going to be little stories or photos. I'm not going to do it to all of them because I feel like the page would kind of lose its, I don't know what the word is, where it's like solid. It'll be too flimsy. But I think it would be super fun to do like for some of these center ones and kind of pick and choose the ones that are going to be popped up or like flip open pockets. So I'm going to take these papers and just stick them in my tray here. And that's going to live on my desk during December daily season. I typically keep these boxes to use for just to store my products in. And I have like a whole collection of them, but I know that some people actually cut these boxes up and use them in their products. And I'm super excited because Morgan Beal said that she's going to use this box for her product play lesson. So I'm super excited to see what she ends up doing with that. And I might end up actually using mine this year. I'm just gonna take everything out of here and put this to the side. So these are little cork hearts, just a fun little embellishment. And they have this like gold flecking in them. I know that I've seen this product before from Ali Edwards or maybe Studio Calico where they put the gold in it. And I really like this for the cork when they do this because it's like a thicker cork and it's more solid. So I feel like it's gonna hold up better outside of the page protector because some of the other corks, I feel like they're not as sturdy. These are some number stickers. So the kit this year doesn't come with a ton of numbers, which I'm actually kind of thrilled about because I have so many leftover numbers and I will share that in another video, how I'm doing my numbers. But for now, I am gonna pull these ones out. So what I do with any type of embellishment like this, I get rid of this plastic right away. And then I take a stapler and I just staple these onto the backing like that. So I have a lot of boxes that I store all of my non-December daily products in like this. But for now, I'm just gonna stick these up in this box and they'll just lean in there, kind of leaning back here. If I end up moving them into my regular stash, they're just gonna fit in with the rest of my products. But that way, if I pull it out, it's super accessible to pull one off. If I use up the first sheet, I can tear it off and get to the second sheet, no problem. So then the 3x4 and 4x6 cards. So this year, Allie went super basic with these, giving you a lot of space for journaling. So there's these ones that say a story on them. There's these rectangular ones, or story, I'm just kind of sorting them. That's kind of how my brain works. And then there's a few more designed ones. Dear Christmas, I love you, thank you, love me. This December pattern one. Christmas loves. And more of the A Story in these boxes. And I absolutely love just like the color scheme here. Like these are just such pretty colors. And this Christmas Loves, I'm definitely going to use this as like a title for a story of different things that I'm loving this Christmas season. So for my 3x4 cards, I have this little box here. I think I'm gonna keep them in this and just stick it inside here. And I'm probably just gonna stick it in the one with the paper because it will hold the papers up. And I think that'll be a good way to store those. And I do, like, so you can see there's only a few in here now because it's from this kit, but I do have more supplies coming and I have more supplies in my stash to go through. I'm not going to have more than what will fit in this box. Plus I will have my foundation pages kind of set up so I'm not overwhelmed with supplies, but I do want to leave extra space in here. So this isn't going to get very full today because I'm just pulling from the main kit right now, because this is really going to be kind of my central color scheme and style for the year, and everything else I'm going to coordinate with this kit. So these cards, the 4x6 cards, have like kind of prompts on it: making a list, decking the halls, finding joy, simply celebrating, merrymaking, and embracing. So for these cards, I was thinking I might actually just crop them off and use them as titles to put on, or like as an embellishment title to put on top of a photo. But I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to leave them as is for now. So these were one of my favorite things in this kit when I first saw the kit. So I'm super excited to see how these look in person. Eating junk and watching rubbish. So these are just these little word strips. Meet me under the mistletoe. To all a good night. The best way to spread Christmas cheer. All I want this season is, which is a great prompt. I might actually use that for like my reason why page. I don't typically do like a traditional reason why page, but I do like to do kind of like an introduction. I think of it more of an introduction. And I think I might do that and make like a bucket list page for the holiday season or for like the winter season. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And then these ones are like word free or like label strips. And I was thinking I might take these on like and then lay these out like this and use them to journal with, just like from one strip to the next. I'm not sure though, because I love them so much that I also want to kind of hoard them and use them on different photos. But that's just one idea I had for these. So I'm going to take these strips, and I have this little like wood box here, and store them in here. This wood box and the other little wood box I showed are from IKEA, and I'm going to keep those like in here. So next are these pleather heart embellishments. Christmas, joy, story, love, merry, and this. And these are just so cute. I love the pleather. I'm so happy with these embellishments. I'm really happy that they started going with this pleather more than the like rubber embellishments, because these ones really hold up better, and they're adhesive backed, which makes them so easy to use, and they're not too thick, which is great for December daily, because as if you've done this project before, you probably realize that the albums start to get too thick and you really have to start making choices, and that's something I don't like to have to do. So these are great. I'm super excited to use those. Next I have these, I think they're calling them like library cards, because they're kind of like the cards that are in the front of a library book. they're like a little pocket, and these are actually smaller in person than I was expecting them to be, which I actually really love. They're super cute. And this has like a card in here for journaling. So I will probably use these on the outside of, on a page, outside of a page protector, and have something that goes inside of this pocket that you can pull out. I don't know that I will actually use the one that comes in it. I will probably use like a photo or something and cut it to a tag shape and put like some ribbon on here to pull it out. And I just love that idea. And I like that they have different little prompts on the fronts of them. So I'm gonna stick those in with my journaling cards. These vellum pieces. So we've got some little trees here, and then these are circles. These are so cute. I absolutely love vellum. And I did actually order the 10x8 vellum sheets. So I'm really excited to use a ton of vellum and transparencies. And I just really like the different textures and opaqueness of products. So I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with these, but I'm gonna think about it. And I definitely am gonna have a lot of fun with that. So this is like the second time or something that Allie has done a product like this. So it's like a newer type of product. And I always love when they introduce something new that we haven't seen before, because it's just so much fun to play with. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with these yet. I love the holly, especially because that's my sister's name. But these don't have a backer. So what I'm gonna do is, I grab this one from my stash. So what I do is, because I know some of the products don't come with backers and I like them, I save them if there's a product that I'm not going to adhere on it. A lot of times that's stamps. And then I find one that kind of fits. So this one's like a little bit tall, but that's fine. It's the right width. And then I'm gonna just staple this on here. And now it has that solid backer that I can just stick it in my box with my other piece like that. Next, I'm opening up the chipboard. So for the main kit here, the chipboard is on white background, which I really like because it's gonna be very versatile to work on a lot of different spreads. And I think that having this white background, it's gonna make this really pop if you wanna put these on top of a photo. So I tend to leave my chipboard in the backers while I store it. So I'm gonna try to do that, although I love that they have switched to a new vendor where they pop out super easily. These ones are not adhesive back, but that's fine. You can just add adhesive. And I think that actually makes them thinner, which again is really good for December daily. So I'm just gonna stick these in with my cards here. Then here are some very basic labels. You can never go wrong with label stickers. And I believe, yeah, there's 2 sheets here of these red circle labels, which those will be super fun to have. These are little wood veneer painted houses. Are these not absolutely amazing? They are just the cutest. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with these, but I'm thinking something to do with like a snowy background. I'm thinking maybe I will put like a white paper that's like snow and have these like decorated and then journaling across. I'm not sure yet, but I do know I am obsessed with them and I can't wait to use them. I think I'm gonna keep them in this little gold bowl here because they are one of my favorites and I wanna make sure that I do use them. So these are just these fun felt stars with gold thread on them, and they're kind of wonky, and I really love them, and they're so tiny. I love that this gold thread, and I have thought that I might buy some felt this year and stitch on it, but these are just so tiny. I don't know that I would be able to work with them or create these myself. So I'm very happy that these are in the kit, and I'm just gonna stick them in here with these hearts. And then I have, these are fabric stockings. Not sure yet what I'm gonna do with these, but I think I might want to put them like on the mantle. I do have some story ideas for our stockings, so I probably will tell a story about our stockings and use these for that story. I'm not sure yet, but for now I'm just going to stick them. I think I'm going to put these in this little star. Here is this 25, which obviously is going to be my number for Christmas Day. So I'm very excited about that. It is adhesive backed, and it is like I guess it's fabric, but it's like satiny fabric. And then it's got this gold stitching around it. That's just so pretty. So I will actually end up storing this with my numbers, but for now I'm just gonna stick it in here because I haven't gone through my numbers yet. So these are like, they're not really cardstock, they're like thicker than cardstock, but they're still very thin. I mean, yeah, so they're not like chipboard, but they're really nice. And they're like flocked glitter. So it's not the kind of glitter that's gonna rub off and get on everything, but they're still like shimmery in there. It's kind of like, if you've seen like the glitter cardstock that you can pick up at Michael's, it's like that. I really love it. So this one says a difficult December, twinkle starry magic, calm and bright, and this story has my heart. I love the different like sizes, that there's like a tiny one and then there's some bigger ones. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do with these. I think though like that they'll be fun to be like across a whole page, and I will definitely share more ideas when I get to playing with these products. And last but not least are these circles. And I'm sharing these last because these are the product that I'm using for product play back to basics. And I have a fun idea. I haven't tried it yet, so hopefully it works out. But I think it'll be super fun, and it'll be something that you can translate to any album size, really. I'm gonna be using it in the 8x10, obviously, but it would work very easily in the 6x8. And I think that I'm also going to come up with a way that it would work in 3x8. I already have that in my mind right now, and I have a 3x8 album here that will be able to show you how it will work. So I'm so excited to have these products, and I will see you again here for another video when I add the rest of my add-ons to my collection.